It's also laughable and highly incorrect for anyone to assume that the Benue South people like Senator David Mark. He was asking for calm where our celebration was going on all over the entire Benue South. God's willing, the Benue South people will be organizing a reception to welcome me to Benue South since the victory from the court. And then we hope it will be covered live, maybe probably by channels. And it will show the entire world the true situation there. My people are the most deprived people in Nigeria. The most oppressed people in Nigeria. You can't believe it. We are completely disconnected from the center. We don't have even NTA in the entire Benue South, 9 local government. No home tunes to watch NTA. We are disconnected from Nigeria. The only media that is present in Benue South is Joy FM, and it belongs to Senator David Mark. So it is whatever information he filters into the society. And of course, you know, we live in a gullible society. People swallow who like and sinker. That information that gets to them, that is the only media that is present in Benue South. And that is why people are not able to appreciate the extent of jubilation that took place after the court judgment, the court of appeal judgment. People will have seen. But by the time this reception will be given, I mean, we'll show the entire world. The entire Benue South will converge. If I were him, we celebrate this victory from the court with the greatest measure of humility. Yes. We wish earnestly that my uncle and my father, Senator David Mark, left the stage when the ovation was loudest for him, because he's in for a colossal defeat. The entire Benue South people want a change. They are tired. Oftentimes, year in, year out, each election year, he comes out with the issue of facilitating the creation of a past state. All have seen that it is not feasible. Next, when that argument or that political gimmick seemed to have fallen flat on the ground, he came up next with the issue of he will remain a Senate president, or he will become the Senate president the first time and the second time. And even this last one, his claim of bringing the Idoma nation or the Benue South people into prominence is his position as the number 3 man in the country. But we are not interested in the position you hold. But what we are concerned about is what that position you hold translates. We need that position to have a direct bearing on the living standard of the people of the Benue South, to bring them from their current situation. For more than 2 decades, for more than 2 decades, the Benue South has been immersed in a plethora of socio-political and economic quagmire.
Just a moment.
We need a clean break from this.
Just a moment. Let me come in here. You say your people are the most oppressed or greatly oppressed.
Yes.
What do you think when you go back to the polls? Do you think the system has been sanitized enough for you to emerge victorious, in as much as your people, according to you, are going to give you that mandate? Do you think INEC, you fingered INEC earlier on, do you think INEC has been cleaned up enough to hand that mandate that is due to you?
Well, in the first place, I have run election in the Benue South before for Federal House of Representatives for Ado Okpoko Badibu, Federal Constituency, and I was in the tribunal for the full length of it. I won from Court of Appeal, and instead of being declared, the judges in their own wisdom asked the matter go back for retrial. And in the process, I was caught up by the 180 days efflution of time. And after that, I also instituted a pre-election matter. So I suffered, I was dealt a serious blow in the judicial system. So at some point, I lost total confidence in the judicial process. Even after this election, I was just going to, allow the issues and then maybe prepare for future elections. But because because President Buhari emerged the president, I know that the character of a leader reflects on his subject. Because it's one man who has zero tolerance for corruption. I knew the judges were going to sit up. And it is upon that that I approached the court. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. If it was under the previous administration, I wouldn't bother going to court because I know that I knew that I was not going to get justice. But just to answer your question, the same thing applies here. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, I know that INEC will be diligent with their duty. They will ensure a credible, free, and fair process. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, I know that the security agencies will not embark on the relation of their duty, the relation of their duty, and they will also not compromise. And also, very importantly, because it will be one election and just one election that will be taking place in the country, the security agencies will not have any excuse of shortage in the manpower to man the polling units.
Okay.
So we will have the security agents, representative of the various security agencies across the polling unit, one, and also all of these talks, touts, and all they've used to intimidate voters and all of it. The governor of Benue State organized an amnesty program, and a whole lot and number of them have surrendered their arms. And the governor had made it very, very clear that they would deal decisively with those who are still holding on to their arms and still embarking on the act of thuggery.
We have to go.
Yes.
We have to go. But just a very quick one. You said something about making promises and going in there and not keeping the promises. What's the guarantee that when you get in, you will keep the promises you've made?
Well, to start with, I'm inherently an activist.
What's the guarantee?
I'm inherently an activist. I have committed and devoted all my time for the service to humanity. The only reason and purpose I am going to the Senate is to be part of the critical mass in the National Assembly that will improve on the lot of Nigerians in general.
Thank you.
And also to carry the voiceless voice of the vast majority of the Benue South people to the Senate. And on a final note, the issues on why David Mark cannot be voted back are ubiquitous. They are everywhere. The issues live with the people. That we already know. Once you get into a fair and fair process, David Mark is in for a great defeat, and I will give him a second and double run for his money.
Mr. Andre, as you know, you had this much of time because we're still expecting the David Mark camp to walk in here.
No problem.
Well, we reached out to them and they told us they would try to make it here today. Well, we're still hoping that they'll be here tomorrow, or worst case scenario, next week.